EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. Here now, Younghoe Koo to get us started. And off we go here in Atlanta. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. In motion comes Andrews. Out of the gun, they'll throw to get things going. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route. And then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
And he'll have a first down as he gets this up close to the 40-yard line.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. Going to go right back to Henry. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Here's a third down and 4. Here's Jackson. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. Even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Burrow gonna open by putting it up. He's got this to Bijan Robinson. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. It's the first run of the game for Bijan Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
On first down, Burrow. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson.
And 1 yard. Complete to Bijan Robinson. 10 yards on the 50. It's second and inches at the Ravens 17-yard line.
One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Now he takes off. That is a gain of 15, and now it's first and goal.
This is a part of the field where you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. Nothing's open downfield. Great job by your secondary, but then he makes a break for the goal line, and they're able to stop him just short, but not until after he sets his guys up first and goal.
Back to throw, Burrow. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill there, and it'll be second and goal.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
He's got his big tight end. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown, Atlanta. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
So out is Coop. He'll kick this one away after the touchdown. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a first down. Jackson now. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Here's second and 9. From the gun, Jackson. He finds Mr. Reliable, Mike Evans. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
He'll edge forward for maybe a yard. Linebacker Fred Warner brings him down. Here's a second and 9. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. Jackson. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chuck play.
And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Jackson up top again. The middle of the field. That's taken in by Chase. And he'll be taken down.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And it's such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And you're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. To the air one more time with Jackson. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Line of scrimmage back at the 7 for 3rd and goal. Back to throw, Jackson. Taking up, and he's in! Lamar Jackson! Touchdown, Baltimore.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Falcons offense going to take over just before the half. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Burrow to throw. This throw right side is caught by Hill. The Falcons offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 2. Burrow. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Now, Burrow. Open man downfield, that's London. And he will go all the way. Drake London, touchdown Falcons.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Koo able to add the extra point. And the Falcons will move out to a 14-7 lead. Clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. The Ravens offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Now Jackson. He'll get rid of it and complete it. So, we're at halftime here in Atlanta, and the Falcons are in the lead. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, a safe kick taken at the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. Play action now. It's Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the 2nd half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Pitts is the man in motion. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And it's going to be 4th down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Ravens offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. On play action, here's Jackson. A pass pulled in by Henry. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
All right, so there's really three areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number one, the traditional handoffs. Number two, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
In motion comes Andrews. On third down, Jackson. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
This is where you need to have short-term memory as an offense. Allowing that sack, clearly not ideal, but there's a lot of game left. They got to keep moving forward, and they can't let one sack now turn into a series of bad plays.
Ravens bring their punt team out, and they'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start out first down and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow. That's caught left side by Pitts. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Burrow here on second down. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On first down, Burrow. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He'll look over the middle and find his running back. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Burrow. A toss left side, caught by his running back. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, They have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
That's caught. It's Charlie Werner, the tight end. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. I'm not sure there's any position on defense that's undergone as much of an evolution as the linebacker position. In the old days, they were the physical tone setters. They were the tacklers. But now, it's their ability to hold up in coverage, like you saw there, that allows you to keep those guys on the field for all 3 downs.
In the middle of the field, it's taken by CeeDee Lamb.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup, because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Here's third down and a few inches. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory. It is 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. One more time, it's Robinson. And this time, he's in. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Atlanta.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Koo able to add the extra point. And the Falcons will take a 21-7 lead. So out is Koo. He'll kick this one away after the touchdown. Here comes a return from the 5. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Second and 6 coming up. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. One timeout at their disposal, but the more pressing need, they have to score twice. It's 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
Noise reverberating off the roof. Very loud before third down. To the air one more time with Jackson. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. It's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. First and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. Second and 11. They'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.
A dazzling facility located here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And away we go at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Justin Matabike making that stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
A tight end in motion now. Play action now. Burrow along the sideline, and Pitts brings it in. Don't think he's going to get much, if any, as he heads out of bounds right near the line.
It was as if the defense knew what play was coming. That was a play they knew they could defend, and boy, did they ever, stopping it right at the line of scrimmage.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Burrow out of the shotgun. Oh, he's in trouble here. He'll go down. The Lions got him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Starts the return at the 34. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. This one returned for 11 yards. And the Lions will go on offense. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. First give on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down by Fred Warner.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Motion man right is Jefferson. 2nd and 6 now. Oh, he nearly starts the game off with a pick. Just couldn't hang on to it. Good defensive play, though, regardless. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Third down, it's Mahomes. He's throwing deep to the left side. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons get the football on the first turnover of the contest.
The Falcons take over.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Complete some mustard on that throw to Bijan. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Got a man, it's Drake London. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes 12 times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Burrow from the gun. Got a man, it's London. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
On first down, here's Burrow. He's on the move. It's out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our 2nd quarter. It's Falcons football. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. From the 27. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They send a tight end in motion. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Completes this one to Hill. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Burrow setting to throw. He brings it in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. To throw again, it's Burrow. Has it down close. Touchdown, Atlanta. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Extra point by Koo is up and good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Here comes Williams on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Lions headed out for their second drive of the game. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Continuing to move past the 45. Ja'Marr Chase. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. It's a Ja'Marr Chase touchdown. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Lions tie this game 7-7. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Out of the field runs the Atlanta offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. First down, Burrow to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Another try following the sack. He throws a bullet down the left side. Big gain downfield. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons get some late points and the lead. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense headed out now for Detroit. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Forced out to... And they give to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Finds Laporta. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, looks like the 30.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about a big hitter, 30-40 yards there and a new set of downs?
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Another throw for Mahomes. Completes this one to Chase. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Again, Mahomes to throw. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions earn the chance to tie it before halftime. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense returning to the field a final time before the half. They'll have to be quick about anything they want to do here. We're just moments away from halftime. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. This offense getting to take the field one more time in the half. And they may not be able to take a knee safely this close to the goal line. Might need to run a play to end this half. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Running back sent in motion. He'll throw it. Got it, man. Robinson has it. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. One last play before the break. One final shot before halftime. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Out come the Lions. They've got the first series of the second half. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run. The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. We picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 41. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
On first down, it's Gibbs. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinnen Williams. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So that brings them to 3rd down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Mahomes now. Has him on the quick hitter. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Throwing again, Mahomes. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Oh, those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
Still inches to go on third down. Back to the air, Mahomes. Intercepted in the end zone. Minkah Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Falcons get a great return up close to their own 30 before they're able to drag him down.
Intercepted. The Falcons take over first and 10.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Alex Anzalone there on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 2nd down, Robinson. Still working past the 40. And he's going to get all the way up to the midfield stripe. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung them to get to the second level and beyond.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Staying with Robinson. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the fourth. Second down now, 7 to go. Burrow from the gun. Oh, he trucked that defender. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Slot man in motion left. On first down, they'll run. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Completed over the middle. And he'll be brought down at about the 29.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Back to throw it. This one's taken in by Hill. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed the lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They send St. Brown in motion left. From the 39. Into traffic, complete. And he has them a first down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. That one gains 7. And that gives the Lions the first.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Back to throw. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Setting up to pass. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Cut near the goal line. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play. Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal. Here he is to throw. Chased out to his right. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
A timeout now with 5 seconds left on the clock, and they're in position to force overtime here with a field goal. An important attempt coming up here for Jake Bates. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. Looking good, and it's through. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. And there's enough time left that you can't call it impossible. They're going to need a heck of a play downfield to get in range for a possible game winner. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw, Burrow. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. This is caught inside the 15. That's no way to end the game, right, Brock? Can't have a defensive penalty on the final play, so an untimed down coming up. The kick is good. He got it! And the third time he puts it through will be the charm. They've won it! So the Falcons earn the win in this one. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for Brock Huard, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. A well-earned win for the Falcons as we say goodbye from Atlanta.